Hello, hi there, I am Thekla Petridou and this is my brand new YouTube channel in English, Psychology and Life. I am 48 to 49. Next month, on the 4th of May, I'm becoming 49 years old. And today, I'm gonna talk about someone who is around my age. And I used to like him. Oh, wait, I might still like him. I don't know. Today's video is about the Andrew Huberman controversy. And it's supposed to be a message both to him and his ex-girlfriends. I know they might never watch it. He might never watch it. They might never watch it because they're all famous and they're all in the middle of one of maybe, until now, the most controversial cancel or crisis on the YouTube sphere and on the internet sphere. I've been watching Andrew Huberman's channel, the Huberman's Lab, for almost a year now, or maybe more, for a couple of years. I liked the guy. I like his content. I might still like the guy. I don't know. I'm a woman. I was born on the 4th of May, 1975. He was born sometime in September of 1975, so we are at the same age. We were born at the same year. He has studied psychology at the bachelor's and master's level. I have studied psychology also, but he's far more advanced academically than I am. And he also teaches at Stanford University, which is a dream for psychologists and neuroscientists to study and teach at Stanford Uni. It's the dream. He lives the dream. He's a professor at Stanford. He has one of the most successful YouTube channels. He's one of the most successful podcasters worldwide, and he's really influential. I really like the way he handles his work. I'm talking always about his YouTube videos and his podcasts, and the way he gives to a layman information about science. I'm not an academic myself, so I cannot judge the quality of his research and the quality of his critical thinking while presenting the research. All I know is that he has very distinguished guests, scholars, academics, and his goal through his podcast and YouTube channel is to give knowledge of scientific facts to people. Maybe the knowledge he tries to get out is not so critically acclaimed. Maybe the fact that he gets endorsements from companies that sell any kind of pills that you need to take, supplements and stuff, maybe that's controversial to him being a scientist. I don't care about this. I don't care about any of this because I'm an adult. I'm 48 to 49 years old, and I really know that it's a business. It's a job. It's his business. He makes money out of it. And I can only guess that he's a millionaire. And good for him. This summer, in August, I was watching one of his interviews on his best buddy, Lex Fridman. Lex Fridman is another scientist and also very athletic. And I think he was also a professional athlete. And he and Andrew Huberman are presenting themselves as best friends. I don't know if they are, they might be. I have my best friend on my YouTube Greek channel every Tuesday, and she's my best friend, and she's an academic, and I really like her. And when we make videos together, I keep saying that she's my best friend, and it's the truth. So why not Lex Fridman and Andrew Huberman are best friends? They might be. Good for them. Anyway, I was watching one of Andrew's interviews, last August. Last August, August of 2023, I was on a sabbatical month. I was writing my 7th book. I wrote a book about psychoeducation. It's not translated in English yet, so there's no need to mention it. Anyway, I was listening to his interview on Lex Fridman, and I took my phone, I followed him on Instagram, and I sent him a DM, a personal message, and direct message, which I was sure he would never read. And I'm still sure that he will also never read. So on the 22nd of August 2023, in the afternoon, I live in Europe, so it was like early morning where he was. I wrote, "Hi, Dr. Huberman, I'm a huge fan. I'm a psychologist and author. I am Greek and live in Cyprus. Cyprus is an island and a country in the Mediterranean. Your podcast has been of tremendous help to me, both as a human being and as a psychologist. And this is true because listening to him about my sleep routine helped me improve the way I dealt with my sleep apnea issue, and he reminded me of what I learned while studying at the university about the neurophysiology of sleep, and it was really very helpful. I was listening to your recent interview with Lex Fridman, and I felt totally at awe by listening to you saying the exact same principle that rules my life. You said you make the content that you needed younger and couldn't find. Same here. I'm not such accomplished academic as you are, but we are at the same age and we share some similarities. Most probably you might not read this, as I don't read most of my fan mail, but I felt like reaching to you, Thekla." Of course he wouldn't read this, because he's followed by 6.2 million people, and I'm only followed by 25,000 people. Anyway, I wrote this, and I continued with my life. I moved on with my life. I never expected him to react or reply. Only a few days ago, I realized that the New York Times magazine published an article to expose Andrew Huberman, the internet wellness guru, being really dangerous because he's a serial cheater. Yes, that's how you heard it. In the New York Times article, mainly his ex-girlfriend, a woman that gets the pseudonym Sarah, accuses him of lying to her and of being a cheater through their relationship. She testifies, or she says, that they had a relationship since 2018 until lately, and he led her to believe that he was monogamous with her, or he told her that he was monogamous with her, and they had, God forbid, unprotected sex. They even went through IVF at some point, and she says that the first time she realized that he was not being okay was on the Thanksgiving of 2018, a few months after the relationship began, that she invited him over to her parents' house to meet her parents and her friends, and he didn't make it. He didn't come. He said he was running late, etc. And she goes on saying a lot of narcissistic behaviors that allegedly Andrew Huberman had in their relationship, and that while they had a relationship, she found out about other women, and at this point there are 6 women, both ex-girlfriends of Andrew Huberman, who are friends with each other. They have a Facebook group, and they checked notes, and they are really sure that he was juggling 5 to 6 girlfriends at a time, and that he was being unfaithful to all of them, and they all thought that they had a monogamous relationship with him. Okay. An 8,000-word piece on New York Times Magazine about a neuroscientist who is famous and rich and very influential, and he cheated on his girlfriend and allegedly had parallel relationships. They even say that they compare notes and they know that at the same time he met with 2 women, or at the same time he texted to 2 or 3 women with a similar manner. Anyway, another allegation against him is that he's not being scientific while promoting food supplements, health supplements that are not absolutely necessary for people to get, and he gets endorsements by that. I hear to the worries about someone who promotes health, someone who promotes knowledge of science in order to make your life better, in order to achieve the maximum performance of your body and brain. And when the same man promotes health supplements and food supplements, that this might be controversial. I hear it. But I'm an adult. I am fairly educated. I listened to many of his podcasts or episodes on YouTube, and I didn't feel the urge to buy any of the supplements that he proposes. And it was really clear to me that it was an advertisement. I choose not to use ads like that on my YouTube channel in Greek, which is a very small YouTube channel. It has only 42 million views. It's not as huge as Andrew Huberman's YouTube channel. I have only like 91,000 followers, subscribers. Of course, we do not have the same rate of success, but I choose not to have any endorsements on my videos because I don't want my opinions as a psychologist, as a therapist, as a psychoeducator to be affected by any endorsement I might do through my videos. I don't know what I will do in the future, but I choose it this way. Of course, there are paid ads on my YouTube videos, but the viewers can see that I'm not advertising that. Anyway, have I been disappointed by listening to these allegations? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. I have this principle in my life that we should have the same facade in public and the same facade in our personal affairs. Watching Dr. Andrew Huberman talking on his podcast and watching him on that interview with Lex Fridman, I really felt that we had, as I wrote to him, let me check again my message, that we share some similarities, but this doesn't mean that we are the same. I wrote to him that we share the same principle for producing the videos that we both would love to have watched when we were younger. I really don't like the fact that someone that I admire doesn't have the type of personality I would like him to have. Okay, it's frustrating, but I can move on. I think the same they can also do his ex-girlfriends. I cannot fathom how you keep on seeing somebody that proves to you again and again that he's not trustworthy and he's not who you thought he would be. Nowadays, narcissism is prominent, and very successful people and very good-looking people, as Andrew Huberman, because I think it's universally agreed that a 48-year-old man who exercises regularly and looks as good as he looks, and probably he might be able to tangle more than one sex partners at a time, he's okay, a good looking, and maybe he's also a stud. If someone has those qualities and they are really not spiritual people, even though they claim to be, they might be narcissists. It's very, very, very common for someone so successful, so good looking, so self-promoting to be a narcissist. He might not be, but he showed you that he is. You invite him to your parents' Thanksgiving dinner and he doesn't come. Stop having a relationship with him. Don't move in with him several years later. I see very often this dynamic in relationships, the one person to be a prominent narcissist and grandiose narcissist, and the other person to be complaining and show themselves as a vulnerable, codependent person, whereas the real dynamic of the relationship is that it's a toxic relationship and both of the people in the relationship are narcissists. Only the one is a more obvious narcissist and the other is a vulnerable narcissist. Revenge is a narcissistic trait. Vulnerable narcissists can turn out to be extremely revengeful. The only thing that comes to mind when listening to this story or reading to this story, that one woman that had a relationship with someone that was cheating on her, she went to the length to find the other women and form a group with the other women and all go all together and expose him on a magazine like the New York Times magazine. I can only think of narcissistic traits. I cannot make a diagnosis, and honestly, you really don't need to be a psychologist in order to assess that someone has narcissistic traits. I don't know about Andrew Huberman, if he really has narcissistic traits or not, because he hasn't spoken to the magazine. And he keeps this attitude of not responding through his social media to any of the accusations. His publicist said that he denies the allegations and that they were not trying to have children with Sarah, but they were only trying to make embryos together. Okay, come on. When you go through several rounds of IVF and you try to make embryos, those embryos are supposed to become children in the future. Anyway, I don't care. I don't care about allegations that bitter ex-girlfriends have. What I care about is how one woman or one man, one person, can be strong enough so that when they see that the person they are in love with, or they are enmeshed with, or they are in a relationship with, or they are entangled with, is not up to their standards, to stop trying to make this work. And if it doesn't work, not wasting any more energy on trying to get revenge from them. I don't know, I come from Cyprus. Cyprus, as I said earlier, is a very small Mediterranean country, and our society is supposed to be conservative, but I guess that American society is far more conservative than ours, because such an issue that someone who was not married, who was single, had 6 girlfriends at the same time, could make the headlines and create all this controversy. I don't know. My advice for Andrew Huberman, which I'm pretty sure he will not watch, is that he should be more careful with how he deals with his personal affairs, since he is on the spotlight. If you have a relationship with someone who appears to be obsessed with you or be revengeful towards you, don't underestimate a woman's scorn. Do not. I do not applaud of any act of revenge. I consider as narcissistic revenge as your alleged behavior, but be careful who you date. Another piece of advice is that no matter how popular you are, no matter how handsome you are, no matter how attractive you are, no matter how many possibilities, endless possibilities you have, you cannot be content unless you find your own way in life. And if what you said on Lex Fridman is true to you, maybe you should be happier by finding a good match for you and stop testing the waters. It's your personal life, mate. I don't know. I'm really sorry that you go through all this hardship. As for the girls, as for the women, my advice is that even when you get the best of revenge, your heart will not be filled. You will not be satisfied. You will not solve your internal problems. You will not seize your internal demons, and you need to work on yourself. It's really low to go to this point, to go on a nationwide and worldwide magazine to accuse your ex of cheating on you. Shit happens. Life happens. There are shitty men and shitty women all over the world. They are usually good looking. They are usually attractive. And they have a way to make you feel that you are the one without being the one. I don't think that it's a good idea to outcome our ex, a man or a woman that cheated on us. A better idea is to work on ourselves, to get some good therapy, not any kind of therapy, some good therapy. And good therapy is when you don't feel like lying to your therapist or your friend, to have a real will for change, and to be really spiritual people. A spiritual person is someone who sees under the materialistic surface of their affairs, and they understand that there is something wrong with me in order to go into this kind of relationships. And if someone is not okay, don't be cool with it and stay there and take all that narcissistic abuse and then go on a streak of revenge. I'm telling you again, of what I read in the article, not only Andrew Huberman is portrayed as a narcissist, maybe a communal narcissist, but so-called Sarah is also portrayed as a vulnerable narcissist. And I think that vulnerable narcissists are far more dangerous than grandiose narcissists, because you can easily tell who is a grandiose narcissist, but not so easily who is a vulnerable one. And taking revenge is a clear sign of narcissism, according to my own opinion as a psychologist, a therapist, an author, and a YouTuber. Have you liked my video? Please like it and subscribe to my channel. Bye!